The gentlewoman is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The VA provides a purely administrative function for Immigration and Customs Enforcement to process medical claims. Moreover, ICE pays for these services, not the VA. There are no funds in this bill to prohibit being spent. ICE pays VA to process their medical claims. This is an amendment that doesn't even apply to funding in our bill. This amendment is misplaced, and it conflates the services that the VA actually provides with the larger issue of immigration because, our friends on the other side of the aisle never miss an opportunity to bash immigrants who are simply trying to come to this country and make a better way of life for themselves and their families. And it's once again injecting unnecessary policy debates into a historically bipartisan bill. Another poison pill culture war rider. Whatever your position is on immigration, this amendment does not belong in the Milcon VA bill and does nothing to move us forward towards better health care and services for our veterans. The reality is that if the gentleman's amendment passes, then ICE would have to stand up an entirely separate process that would have to be set up to process these claims, because the claims have to get processed, if VA didn't manage it for them. That would be incredibly expensive, fiscally irresponsible, and makes no sense. But again, we shouldn't miss an opportunity to bash veterans. I urge my colleagues to oppose the amendment, particularly because this amendment purports to prohibit funds from being spent that you can't spend because they're not in this bill. I reserve my time.
The gentlewoman reserves. The gentleman from Florida is recognized.
The gentlelady just admitted that the VA is administratively using resources to help illegal immigrants. I think that the VA's mission, being a veteran myself, should be to support veterans, not illegal immigrants. And any resources that we have, in my first Congress, I served on the VA committee, and you heard time and time again, despite adding more and more money to the VA because they can't deal with the backlogs, they need more funds to do that, then why are we using resources that are at the VA to assist illegal immigrants and the processing at ICE? I think that's completely unconscionable, not only as a veteran, but somebody that served this country. I think if the people in my district certainly knew that money that was appropriated to the VA, that those people are using those resources to help illegal immigrants through ICE, would be completely objectionable to everybody in my district. And I would ask all of the members of this body to support this great amendment, and I yield back.
The gentleman yields. The gentlewoman from Florida is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Perhaps the gentleman has selective hearing because there are no funds being spent by the VA to process these claims because ICE, from their budget, pays the VA to process the claims. There are no resources that are expended by the VA because the funding comes from ICE's budget. So this amendment is inapplicable to our bill and is just a culture war opportunity to bash immigrants. It's irresponsible, and it's also fiscally irresponsible because the claims from ICE have to get processed, and they would have to stand up an entirely separate claims processing system in order to get those claims processed. This saves money and does not take any funding away from processing claims for our veterans. With that, I yield back the remaining balance of my time in opposition to the amendment.
The gentlewoman